Welcome to our first video on breaststroke. So we're going to just provide an introductory here, really talking about body positioning and the kick itself. So here we have a swimmer on our back. So why do we have our swimmer on our back when we're talking about breaststroke? Very first thing that we would look for in breaststroke is going to be just a setup of a kick. Setting up the kick here and kicking in different positions can help athletes really feel how the total movement should be, where their legs should be going, and how to be able to move the legs together. We want to remember that the breaststroke kick itself is it's a whip kick, so it goes with our short axis stroke with its sister stroke, the butterfly kick. Both these kicks, we want to make sure that they have a nice strong kick behind them and that they are kicking together and create a whip-like movement as they're moving. So that way, when the kick is being performed, we get a nice strong kick out of it. So let's go over some of the things here. Now, here, our athlete, we kind of encourage just to get that chin up a little bit to be able to help kind of keep that head back. One of the big things that we look for in breaststroke is going to be that as a swimmer is finishing the kick, the body is riding in a straight line. Here we got just a little bit of the feet down, head up, and that's mainly due to that head positioning here. Remember, athletes will perform drills at various ability levels. So just make sure that if you're coaching, that you're constantly engaged, giving those corrections to your athletes. And if you're a swimmer, if you have access to a video camera, you're working with your coaches, be sure to ask for that feedback, as that will really help you improve in what you're doing. All right, so what are some things we're going to look for here? We want to see that the heels are going to start to go down and go toward the hip here, and here we've got great height of the legs, or droppage. If we were on our stomach, this would be great height. Now here, the knees are coming out of the water. We won't be really too concerned about that, just as this can be a little bit sometimes of a challenging drill to do in some senses. We would kind of encourage our athletes just to drop the hips and the heels a little bit more. But here, really nice job of getting the heels as close to the hips as they can get. And then we like the spacing here between the knees. We're not touching, even though it kind of looks like we are a little bit close. And we're not so far apart where the legs are too wide. That's going to become really important later as we're going to be looking at different drills to be able to do. Here we're going to see the feet both feet here starting to turn outward. And then what we're going to kind of see is just a circle performed and also an upward kick because we're on our stomach here, kicking up and then finishing. So here we really like also, this is a nice little secret of some breaststrokers that we've seen that just kind of curl those toes at the end. And then what you should feel is just this nice movement on your back. We encourage our athletes here to kind of just have a short pause between the kicks so that that way they can feel that momentum going. Every kick, boom, really nice movement. Here, better job of correcting the head. So let's take a look at this from an underwater perspective. Again, here we're going to want to see feet go down. Again, we see a little bit of raising of the knees, not too concerned for that. Spacing here is within the hip line. That's really kind of what you want to be, even though we're going to draw just another white line out here. We like, again, athletes to kind of think about being within a range. So the closer you can actually be here to those yellow lines, the better. But if they're a little bit outside of the hip line, that's going to be okay too. You don't want them to be way outside the hip line. Then what we're going to look for here is the feet that we're going to be turning out. And as we see that, great job right there. So what we're doing basically is we are capturing water here on the inside of the foot and then on the inside of the calf, and then kicking up and then finishing that kick right here. Now here, this might have been one of the ones where our athlete could squeeze those toes just a little bit more. That'll really, again, kind of help feel like we're getting the most squeeze out of the water. Taking a look from a return view, again, we're kind of seeing some of those nice things. Heels here are going to drop as high as as low, and because we're on our back, as you can get them to your hips, the better. That means we're going to have more power. Feet here turning out, and then we finish the feet squeezing together so that way the body here can travel backwards. And overall, nice steady positioning. Again, we're not too concerned about the knees coming out of the water. What we want to see just that the knees and the legs stay along kind of that hip line as we're kicking. Here we're getting a little bit outside there, so that would be some feedback for our athlete. Taking a look at return view here from underwater. Again, nice movement here. So we see the right here, the knees going up a little bit. Here we're getting good drop of the heels to the hip as we're going through, and we're just then kind of kicking on the back. Nice steady head as we're moving through the water. And just remember, we want to see those feet rise up to the surface here a little bit more. We'll talk about that also when you're kicking on your stomach, why that's also important in a future video. Overall here, our athlete's doing a really nice job of moving through the water. So this is a great kind of drill to be able to start on with breaststroke, doing it on your back. So just then way swimmers aren't forced to do other things like breathing or moving the arms. So setting up that kick is really what's going to help you ultimately move forward in the stroke. Thanks for watching our video. If you like it, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for future videos.